All right.
All right, this should be good.
Hello, hello, hello.
Okay, yeah. Welcome back to the podcast.
Welcome to the podcast.
After a lot of fiddling with the audio.
We're really trying to make this sound good. But yeah, heaven forbid there's any background noise. It's probably going to sound like shit. But let's just pray that that won't happen.
But yeah, episode 2. God damn it. I keep wanting to say 3 because we've done 3.
It is 3.
Technically, it is 3, the third episode of the podcast. But we did episode 0, and this is episode 2 now. So welcome to episode 2.
Welcome to episode 2.
And let's get right into it. Parker, have you ever had any wet dreams?
Yeah. They're not very eventful though.
Do you remember them?
I remember one.
Tell us about it.
So it's very boring. I've had a couple, but they're all very boring. So basically, for whatever reason, I was chilling in a staircase. Not like inside of a stairwell, right? And this girl was coming down the stairs, and she was wearing this very loose tank top. And then when she'd run down the stairs, her shirt would like go up and down and left and right and shit. And then just like boobs were flailing everywhere.
And then you just...
And then she came, said hi, and then my dream ended.
And then you woke up and you're like, oh.
I woke up like, damn. Boobs.
Wait, so did you wake up and you nutted yourself?
No.
Oh, I was asking you if you had a wet dream. You just said
that's what
an
it
arousing
is.
Dream.
Oh, no, okay then. No, I have not. I just have these very, like, boob dreams.
I had one last night, dude.
Really?
I never have wet dreams. This is the first one I've ever had. I woke up and I was like,
you dare wet dream at my house.
I know, I didn't want to. I avoided it the first time. This time it was out of my control. I just like,
yeah.
I remember waking up in the middle of the night, or I don't know. I guess I just like felt it, but I thought I was dreaming, and then I woke up and I'm like, I fucking wet the bed, didn't I? God damn it!
No.
And then I check and I'm like, that's not urine. And it was just in my boxers, and it was just like, it was like a small stain, and I was like, hold on, I gotta get to the bottom of this, and then realized, oh shit, I just had a wet dream. So it wasn't as bad as urine, but it was still pretty bad.
Dang, dude.
Better wash those sheets. Anyway.
Well, yeah, thank God that, well, this is your last night here.
Mm-hmm. So here we go again. No.
Yeah, this is Killian's last night at my place. He's been here for like 1.5 weeks.
Yeah,
damn near
we're gonna
almost
party.
2 weeks. It's been fun.
It's been a great time. It's the most fun I've had during quarantine.
I feel like we were kind of lazy when it came to recording, but looking at it like in front of me right now, we really got a lot of shit done, which is pretty cool. There was a lot of mishaps though, which I'm kind of pissed about because they're very easily avoidable. But I'm just stupid, so that happened.
Whatever, dude. We completed a series. In my time here, we completed a series. We started a new one, and we've gotten like a few episodes in. And we have some one-offs. We have a couple one-offs that we hope you guys enjoy, and we hope they're funny.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I mean, and we started the podcast, which it's like a fun a fun break from the games.
Yeah.
And it's just an interesting thing that we can do.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, we'll keep doing it.
So, like, your personal experience here, this in over a week that you've been here, how was it?
I guess it's just like it's like home number 2.
Mm-hmm. That's good to hear.
It's it's just like I feel at home here, so it's just like, it's like just chilling with my best friend and doing fun stuff. Just playing games and watching anime. That's all we've been doing.
When we're not recording, we literally just played Overcooked 2. Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild, which we beat and was fun as hell, and watched Food Wars, which is a pretty funny anime.
It's great. If you haven't watched it, watch it.
And then we
talked about that last episode.
Yeah, every night we'd say we're gonna go to bed at like 12 to around 2ish, and we'd stay up to like 5. on accident.
We actually gave it an attempt. We
For
actually
the-
just like went to bed at like 1,
Yeah,
like 12 to 1,
like
and
twice, and then every day after that.
and then we were just like we could not sleep. I think it was at 4 a.m. that we both realized, oh shit, we're both awake.
Yeah.
And then we ended up just passing out at 5 a.m. again. So our sleep schedule's backwards now.
Yeah.
We still force ourselves to wake up at noon, but then like sometimes we just don't get enough sleep. And I just stay in
Sometimes
bed.
we'll be awake and we'll just stay in bed till like 2.
That's true. I do that a lot.
I found myself doing that this morning actually. I was awake, I just didn't want to get up.
You passed by me, and that's like you're going upstairs, and you passed by me. I was like, hey, what's up, man? I was just like, and you're like, you good? And I was like, yeah, I just want to say what's up. I was just like awake. I had like my eyes open. I wasn't just like resting or anything. I was just like awake and just staring at the wall. I was like, man, this sucks, because my phone was out of battery, and I was like too lazy to get up and charge it, and I wasn't wearing pants, and it was cold. And I was like, I don't want to take off the blanket.
Yeah, it gets really cold down here sometimes.
Oh, definitely.
My room, by the way, is like the entire basement, which is pretty nice.
Yeah, that's pretty dope.
That's why it gets cold.
Yeah,
'Cause the
you have
heat
your own
rises.
bathroom. Bro, I only have one bathroom in my house. I actually have 2, but I mean, I don't go down to my basement to use the other one.
Hmm.
But man, good times.
Yeah, it's been really fun.
Do you have plans for August?
Yeah. The first half of August, I'm going to see family. I'm gonna
But
go
when
camping.
you come back?
Oh, I thought you were talking about.
Well, I know about those plans, but
Right.
do you have like
I
any
think I
other
just tell the
plans?
audience.
Oh yeah, just tell them about what you're gonna do in Chaplow.
Yeah, I'm going up to a small town known as I don't know if I should say the name.
Is it? It's not a specific address.
No, I
it's
guess.
just a town.
I guess, yeah. Well, it's pretty easy to find people.
You'll be long gone
Regardless-
by the time this comes out.
Yeah, that's true. I'm going up to a small town up north of, in northern Ontario, known as Chaplow. It's like it's on the map. It's just very small.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, the first week I'm gonna be there. I'm gonna be camping at a trailer park with my uncle and my aunt and my cousins and my dad, and my brother who went there early this year. He went like the beginning of July. Right now it's like the end of July, and I'm going the first of August. So yeah, that's gonna be fun. I always love camping. I get to like go out fishing.
You're doing all the fun shit that I wish I could be doing.
I go out fishing, I swim, I drive four-wheeler. I drive four-wheeler around, which is really fun. I love doing that. And yeah, it's just all around a good time, just camping and shit. And then the second week, I'm gonna be at my grandparents' place, which isn't too far from the campsite. And I'm gonna just be doing shit. I don't know, like just doing normal shit, just hanging out and probably riding my bike. Because I don't have a bike at home, but I have a bike there. Which makes no sense, given that I'm there like twice a year, and one of the times is Christmas, so I can't even use my bike. So I really, I don't know why I have my bike there, but I love riding my bike.
Just in case you just had it and you're just like, I'm gonna ride home. And they're like, no, you
yeah,
don't.
it's a 10 fucking hour drive. My ass, I'm gonna ride home.
What if you just get so fed up that you're just like, I'm biking home?
Golly.
That sounds like something a little kid would do. I'm gonna bike all the way
It'd
home.
take me like a week, or like half a week.
It sounds like an adventure.
Yeah, but an adventure I'm not willing to take.
I mean, some people just they bike across the country.
Yeah, but I haven't trained myself to do that yet.
You could take breaks. They don't keep going like.
Oh yeah, no, I know. It's just they also have like vans that have like extra water and food and shit.
Oh, I don't mean like marathons. I mean people who just like backpack across country.
Oh.
And like take a bike as they go. I don't know. That sounds interesting to me. I don't think I would do that though. I'd run out of energy really quickly and be like, man, I miss the A&W
You'd
next
really
to home.
have to plan your route to like get to motels by the time
Oh, for
by
sure.
the time it gets dark.
It's like this.
Or else you're sleeping with the snakes.
Snakes in Canada?
There's the snakes in Canada.
There are snakes in Canada, but just like I don't think I've ever seen one.
I've seen a couple.
Fuck, bro. Are they like... No, we don't have venomous ones. We have like garden snakes.
No, yeah, we have like pussy garden snakes, but a snake is a snake.
Actually, no.
That shit's slithering.
There was a snake in the schoolyard in RM.
Yeah, that was probably just a garden.
It's probably just a garden snake, but it was scary. I wasn't near it at the time. I was kind of close to the group of people who saw it. And
There was also turtles.
Turtles?
Yeah, there was 2 instances where turtles went through the schoolyard, and people just left it.
That's pretty.
And we're just.
Oh right,
watching
wasn't there like a place where they like laid eggs or some shit?
Yeah, there was like a forest in the. There's like it's like a fenced off. The schoolyard at my high school is like. Oh shit.
Good old Papa's calling.
Papa, all right. Hello.
Hi.
What's up?
Are you in the middle of something?
Yeah. Why? What's up?
Because we're having a little argument in blue feedback.
You're having an wait. What? You're having an argument and you need feedback?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Let's pause this.
So whenever you have a minute.
I can pause it and we can go I can come up and help you solve this.
Okay, come help me solve it.
All right.
We're on our way.
This is content. We'll be back with
We'll
the results.
All right. Yeah, we'll be back with the result of that argument. Fuck my life stories, bro. Like, all right.
Boy,
All right.
do we have a story for you.
Go ahead.
Okay, so Parker's dad calls us up to settle this argument. And basically, your dad and Alex were having an argument over the expression "same difference." When someone says something and then you're like, I don't know how to describe it. It's just like in a conversation when someone's like says something and you're like, no, it's like this, and they're like, whatever, same difference. And I'm just I have a friend that says that, and it bothers everyone in the group, but we've learned to ignore it because it's just stupid and it doesn't make sense, and it never will.
It never will make sense.
And when you try to think about how it makes sense, it just hurts your brain. It definitely.
Okay, no, the way
I can't.
The way I
understand
see it is that it's 2 things that have similar differences.
Similar differences.
They're like 2 things that have the same differences or similar differences.
Why do they have? They have similar differences.
So they're just different. Just to sum it all up.
They're just different from each other.
Yeah. But just saying same difference, it never clicks with anyone's head who thinks logically. Or like when thinking about expressions and grammar and shit, it doesn't make like grammatical sense.
Wait, are you saying you gotta think like stupid people to understand?
Yeah, essentially. Because it doesn't make sense. In no world does it make sense. Same difference.
Yeah, Victoria, if you're listening to this podcast, it doesn't make any sense, and you're stupid, and fuck you.
That's not what I said.
That's what I'm saying to my friend. Fuck you. Oh, same difference.
Anyway, the way we solved that dispute was just just me explaining what I take out of same difference. And I tried to tell my dad that sometimes just for certain things, you gotta stop thinking so logically and just let them happen.
I think we both had agree on just let people be.
Yeah. And then my dad goes, nope,
you're wrong, and I disagree with you, go away. Just so much sass, just like unnecessary dad sass.
So sassy.
He's so sassy, especially when he doesn't agree with something. It's just like, well, you're wrong, and I'm right, so go away.
He's always been like that, just minus the sass. It's just recently he's incorporated sass and it becomes funny.
It's his personality. He's a legend.
Yeah, it's great. I love my dad.
Man. But anyway, whatever. Same difference. We should just use it, but use it wrong.
Like how? How will we?
I don't know. It's just like, hey man, how was your day? Oh yeah, it's pretty good.
Yeah,
you?
same difference.
Yeah, same difference. Oh, what?
Sorry, what?
What? Wait a second. You can't just say that and walk away.
Wait, so are you buying the Xbox or the PlayStation? Same difference.
Same difference. What, dude? The 2 completely different. Okay.
So,
But yeah.
Yeah. Do you prefer country or or pop music. Yeah, same difference.
No, but like, oh, wait, no, that doesn't work. I don't even know how you use it. I don't know how my friends use it.
I don't know how to. I just like when two things are different, are like when two things are similar, I'll just go same thing. Whatever, like same thing, whatever.
It's mostly just used when you like actually someone, or not really actually, but like they just say something and you're like, well, actually it's like this, and it's, you know, and then
that's like
like
the comeback. Same difference. You don't sound any smarter after
Exactly.
saying that. So what's the point?
You're
if
just
you got,
shrugging it off
if you
as,
got
oh, whatever.
if you got well-ummed and then slapped with the fact, going same difference isn't gonna make you sound any smarter. So, so what's the point? If you're
it's just an expression, I guess.
know.
I don't know. We'll never understand stupid people because we're intellectuals.
Actually,
Actually, people are annoying until they're right.
when they're no,
They're mostly right.
They'll always be annoying, especially when they're right, but they're not as annoying when.
Actually, people are just rude in the way they say it.
Yeah. 2 + 2 is 5. Actually, it's 4. So, why don't, like, you can
They're
correct.
just such Karens about it.
You can correct somebody, but like going out of your way to go, actually 2 + 2 actually equals 4. Because when you take 2 fingers and then you add in another 2 fingers, if you count those, it'll make 4 fingers. So that's how 2 + 2 equals 4. Like, shut up.
Shut up, dude. You actually me. I don't want to hear anything you say after that.
I've never really been actually before.
I went to your profile and noticed that you say same difference. Oh my, can we talk about that?
That TikTok of that vegan Karen woman.
Yes.
Yeah, so I was just scrolling on TikTok, as you do, because sometimes you find some funny shit, but most of the time it's girls shaking their ass and people complaining. But sometimes,
and then you go to your follower page and like, these are my people.
right, and then but sometimes it's funny shit. For me, sometimes it's funny shit, meat.
And sometimes it's steak TikTok.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Grow the fuck up.
Eat some meat.
I love that for some reason. It's great. Anyway, but I was scrolling and I found this, like, I've seen her before around like my For You page for whatever reason, because I don't follow like anything that has to do with veganism.
Mm-hmm.
But like, she's vegan and she wants to spread respectfully spread like, don't kill animals, shit like that. Like, people can have their...
Yeah.
The only thing I disagree about that is that...
She's in your face about it?
She's in your face about it, and that makes me want to argue back to her that we're primal creatures we're primal omnivorous creatures.
Mm-hmm.
So we're bound by, like, our DNA to want to eat meat. So there's no real stopping it. But yeah, one time she made a reply to a comment that was like, I'm going to KFC, want anything? And it was a pretty funny comment.
It was funny, yeah.
And then she went out of her way to respond to it with a video. And then she goes, so I read your comment here, and I took a look at your profile, and I noticed that you have dark skin. Like,
it's already off to a terrible start.
It already sounds so bad. And then she goes on to say how she supported like Black Lives Matter and shit like that. Sorry, I don't mean to say shit like that. Like that, just she went and supported the movement, and
yeah, but it's like
she was being supportive. But the way
it's so out of nowhere.
It's so out of nowhere. It had nothing to do with what anyone said, and it almost sounded like she was threatening to become racist because of that comment.
She's like, don't push me
so
to the edge.
off. It was so off. She goes, I have shown an unbelievable amount of support to the BLM.
It was a little bit of like, how dare you? Like, he was like, by putting that comment there, he was against Black Lives Matter. Like,
yeah, even though it was just like against vegan. It was if anything, it was against veganism.
It was like, it didn't sound. It wasn't really that offensive. Like,
it wasn't offensive at all.
He didn't like call her like, oh, you stupid V. He was just like, I'm going to KFC. You want something? And that's funny.
It was an innocent, funny comment that she took to heart and like sounded racist by replying to it for no reason.
It's like it's so weird the way she worded it. Like, it's cool that she just supports Black Lives Matter, but it's just like the shit she said before saying that she supports it is just like, she literally said, For fun, I went through your profile. I noticed that you have dark skin. You might call yourself black. And I'm like,
You might.
Okay. It's like,
Yo,
it's
Killian, do you call yourself black?
no. I mean, dark skin can mean like any. It could be like Mexican. It could be like Indian or anyone like that.
Anyone that isn't white, essentially, or Asian.
Yeah, like having darker skin doesn't always necessarily mean you're black. But like, I don't know. You have dark skin. You may call yourself black. Okay.
What?
And
And the comment was about veganism, not race.
she just made it about race. I don't know what she was trying to prove with that.
I don't know what she was trying to do.
Nobody
but
in her comment section was like, yeah,
I-
totally.
everyone in the comment section, like, I can sum up the comment section by just them reeling it back and going, "Whoa,
Whoa.
dude!"
Wait, hold on.
Wait, I don't like where this is going.
They had me in the first half there, not gonna lie. Oh man.
Oh my goodness.
Dude, our audio waves look like a lionfish.
Mm-hmm.
But anyway, yeah, that was a weird TikTok. Man, weird. TikTok is just home of weird shit. The internet is just home of weird shit. Especially like the dark web and shit, but I don't fuck with that.
That's a different type of weird.
That's a different type
That's
of
like
weird.
selling children and shit. I don't fuck with that.
That's terrifying, bro.
The fact that a human being has a monetary value on a certain website.
Yeah, pretty much. I don't think you could put like a price on someone's life or someone's existence.
Yeah, no, that doesn't click.
Doesn't sit right.
That doesn't sit right at all.
It just reminds me of like fucked up. Did I talk to you about the R. Kelly documentary and the Epstein documentary?
No, you haven't. You mentioned that you watched it to me, but you never explained like what
It's-
they were about.
It's pretty fucked because like when you think about it, it's a lot. It's mostly like the parents' fault because basically R. Kelly is like, you know who R. Kelly is.
Yeah.
And
Just for the explain for the audience, I guess.
okay, if you don't know who R. Kelly is, he's basically like this huge R&B singer who is like really big and made like really good music back in his prime. And at a certain point, I don't know what it is with fame. Like when you pass a certain like level of fame, you just become a pedophile.
Yeah, it happens on multiple cases. That's happened multiple
Why has that
times.
happened so much? It's like R. Kelly, Epstein, 6ix9ine, Drake. It's like, what the fuck? What's happening here? You just become so rich, you're just like, damn, dude.
Fuck, that 13-year-old looking
Fuck.
fine.
If only I was in Japan.
Yeah, because the age of consent in Japan is 13.
Which is kind of fucked up.
It is, bro.
Because a 13-year-old doesn't know shit. I didn't know shit.
A 13-year-old has had one sex ed class probably, and the teacher probably refused to say the word penis. So, yeah, they really don't know shit.
And probably said the long version of the word sperm.
What is it?
I can't remember. It's some crazy
Spermatoid.
Spermazoid. That sounds like an
It
alien.
sounds like a robot alien.
I'm spermazoid. It starts malfunctioning and cum comes out of it. But yeah, it's just like it makes me scared to be like a parent, I guess, because I'm just like, what if my kid gets into some shit and like I'm not there to stop that from happening. Like Abducted in Plain Sight was basically about this guy who was really buddy with this girl's family, and like her parents were oblivious to the shit that he was doing.
Mm-hmm.
Like he would sleep next to her and stuff like that. Like he'd be really close to her, and like the parents would be like, "Oh, he's just like being friendly and stuff."
Oh my god.
And he's just like they're just like really good friends, and like he would go on like road trips with her, like without telling the parents. He would go to like Mexico and shit.
God.
And then the parents were just like how
He's
did
like
you
a
not
family? Like, okay, to them he probably seems like a family member, like an extended family member at
Possibly.
that point.
But,
That's
like,
how he's probably getting away with that kind of shit. But like,
I don't know what the fuck it was with this dude. Maybe it was like super charming, but like there was a part in the documentary where they're like interviewing the parents, and both the parents had like sexual experiences with this guy. Like the let me finish. The mom cheated on her husband with this guy multiple times. She had an affair with him, and the dad somehow one time they were in the car together, like like the dad and this dude, and then they stopped, and this dude somehow convinced the dad to give him a hand job.
What?
Which, it's so funny, and it sounds like I'm ripping off some other podcast that I heard this from, but like, I heard that on like this other podcast, and I watched the documentary, and it's fucking real. And there's another scene where they're interviewing the guy's brother, and like his brother is so like blunt about it, and he just sits back in his chair. And he's like, my brother always liked this little girl. Yeah, he was a pedophile. My brother was a pedophile. He always liked them little girls. I was like, dude, defend your brother a little at least. But they were like half brothers or some shit.
I understand. No, I.
But straight up said it.
I respect that though. Like, you can be brothers.
Oh
and
yeah,
stuff,
absolutely.
Like,
but it's so funny how blunt. Yeah, my brother was a pedophile. It's like,
I knew this whole time. I didn't know who to tell.
But yeah, that's like.
how I imagine it.
That's why I'm just like, it's like kind of, it's like sketching me out, like being a parent and having like especially like a daughter, like a 14-year-old daughter, just like they start reaching that age. They start reaching that age where they're just like, I'm independent. I can do whatever I want. And we sound like we're 30, but we're at that age. But yeah, like the thing is with the R. Kelly documentary, R. Kelly would just go to his old high school and like pick up girls that he thought could sing, and then like he would put them like on tracks and stuff, and he would just do all this like weird shit to them. I mean, he fucked kids.
Didn't he piss on some kids once?
Mm-hmm. That's like they like showed that video in like court, and like even the fucked up thing about that video is like the family of the girl who was getting pissed on, they denied that was her in the video. They're like, oh, that's not our daughter. That's not my sister.
How much did they get paid?
That's what I'm saying. They had to have been paid from like by R. Kelly or some shit like that. I don't know.
Oh my god, poor girl.
I don't know if I don't think R. Kelly, I don't know if he's in prison right now. Is he? I think he just like went off the map and he's just chilling in his mansion or some shit.
No, he has to be in prison.
But there was like he was like really manipulative, and like I'm sorry to talk about all this fucked up shit on the podcast, but he was really manipulative, and he would like take these women and like, you know, so he did the whole like call me daddy shit.
Oh.
And
ew.
He was married. He was actually married to this woman, and he was married to this woman while he was still doing like all this fucked up shit with these like underage girls. And there's this time where he has one of these underage girls at his house, and they're chilling on the couch, and then his wife like pokes her head out of the room and is like, yo, Robert, like, because it's Robert Kelly.
Robert Kelly, yeah.
He's like, she's like, can I get something to eat? And he's like, oh yeah, sure.
She just asked permission.
Yeah, she had to like ask permission to do like simple shit like that.
Oh my god.
He was so manipulative, and it's probably because of, I'm spoiling the fucking documentary, but whatever. If you haven't seen it, go watch it. And if you don't want to watch it, then
I'm sure it's a
lot.
It's more of an experience.
It's pretty fucked up. I watched it all in like one night. Like I just stayed up all night watching this entire documentary, and I was just like fucked. But what was I saying? Oh yeah. So basically like okay, the documentary is just like, it's basically just all these underage girls that he fooled around with, like telling their stories and their experiences with them. And he was just like, psychologists say that it's because the reason why he did all this fucked up shit was because when he was younger, he was a victim of like sexual assault and stuff. Like his like uncles and stuff would do shit to him, and he had that just developed some power complex, and he's just like, I want to be like on top, and I want to be like, you know.
I understand that, but like, to the extent of, you're like, another thing that you should be doing is trying to be a good person, and part of that is like not even deciding, just knowing what being a bad person is like to avoid that at all costs. I don't understand people who try to solve negative shit with by being negative themselves towards that shit, as opposed to just trying to have a positive outlook. And I know that could, like, I know I sound oblivious to anyone who went through anything for that matter, but Well, it's not as bad as like sexual abuse, but I had anxiety, and I just all it really took. This sound I just in my head it sounds so shitty, but like I went to therapy and shit, and I got better, and I just ever since then I've had a positive outlook on life, and nothing has put me down since. So I just don't understand solving negative crap with more negative with more negativity, because it's just you're adding fire to a already existing flame. You're not getting anywhere. It's only gonna get so bad to the point where you like something horrible happens. You know?
Mm-hmm. Man, Netflix is fucking us up. Well, actually, it's fucking me up.
Yeah, I don't watch documentaries. Fuck, I don't watch anything.
I like watching crime documentaries. They're cool.
I watch crime shows with my mom, like Life PD and shit.
Forensic Files.
Forensic Files. Yeah, that's
Forensic
a good
Files
one.
is good. I saw it on Netflix. I'm like, I gotta just like binge watch Forensic Files because it's so entertaining.
Mm-hmm. Just watching people's deductive skills go at work is just, it's so cool. Oh shit! All right.
If you want to see that, I mean, this is like fiction, but you should watch Sherlock. It's super. It's really good. Like watching. It's like it stars Benedict Cumberbatch, and like Martin Freeman, and it's just like it's super funny and it's actually really interesting. Like the small details that the guy who plays like Benedict Cumberbatch, he plays Sherlock Holmes. It's really interesting the stuff that he notices. Like he's like, he notices like a little piece of hair on like near your ankle on your pants, and he's like, oh, you must have like a small dog. It's just like, what? You can like guess your entire life story just by looking at you and what you're wearing.
That's scary. Imagine meeting someone like that.
There's probably like some sort of savant out there who could do that. Oh my god, savant syndrome. I wish I had savant syndrome.
Wait, what is?
Savant syndrome is just like you're super smart, like
oh shit,
beyond smart.
You
like,
just think all the time.
Yeah, it's kind of like that, but it's like your brain works faster and you're just like you're able to process things quicker than other people. But there's this really like interesting case of savant syndrome where this guy got into a car accident and he hit his head, and everywhere he went he saw like fractals. Do you know what a fractal looks like?
Not really, but I've heard the word fractal before.
Look it up. It's like this shape. A fractal is basically like a shape that has like it has infinite an infinite like perimeter or something like that. It's just like a never-ending shape, sorta.
Oh yeah! Oh yeah.
Yeah, those are fractals.
This
So-
is very famous.
So this dude, wherever he went, he would like see fractals, and he felt like he was going crazy, and he would just start drawing these fractals on like pieces of paper and stuff, and like this professor walked by and saw him drawing that. He's like, what the fuck? Where'd you learn to do that? How are you doing that? He's like, I don't know. I just can't control it. I keep doing it.
Oh my god.
And then he was like, this professor eventually like brought him to this university or whatever. I can't remember the entire story. I'm basically just like recalling or just repeating what I heard on another podcast. Just listening to guys smarter than me talk. But basically like this guy was just like writing this like math questions on a board, and this guy was excelling quickly.
Mm-hmm.
Like he was super duper smart, and I think he became like a math professor or some shit. I don't know. I have to like watch the video, and I remember looking it up, but I never got around to watching it. But it's like this super interesting story. Oh man, I wish I was a savant. Got anything interesting to say, Parker?
Well, not on the same topic, because I'm just boring. I don't watch anything. I just do my own thing.
Tell a life story.
A life story? I can tell the story about how I saved my brother from drowning.
Well, tell that. That's intense.
Alright, shit. So, went up to my grandparents' cottage, right? It's like 2 hours from here. It's a beautiful lake. Like, everyone's got docks. Like, people just sit out on their docks or their backyards and just do shit throughout the day. What me and my brother do is, I kid you not, we probably swim like 8 hours every single day. Like
That
we'll
sounds
just be
like
in the
fun.
we'll just be in the lake all day. But we'll only come out to like have lunch, and then we'll go right back into the lake. At the time, I think I was like 11, and my brother must have been. He must have been 6 at the time, and he didn't quite know how to swim yet.
Mhm.
It was probably I was probably younger because I feel like my brother would have known how to swim at 6. He learned a lot of things late, like riding a bike. So I'm actually not. I don't know. We'll just say he's around 5 or 6 years old, and he
Okay.
didn't know how to swim. So he had to wear a life jacket a lot. Well, he just had to wear it to go out and swim until he finally learned, which he does know how to swim now. But what had happened is that he wanted to like take off his life jacket and just stay in like the shallow area of the lake, so like by the shore or whatever, just to like feel like swimming without a life jacket and not drowning. And so he went and got out because he was like done for the day or whatever. He got out and like asked for a towel. But what my grandpa did was he picked him up and threw him off the dock into the deep end. And then I was like, what the fuck? And then I looked at him for a sec to see if he was like shredding water. He was like flailing his arms and shit, and he didn't know what to do. So what I did was I hopped in. I couldn't touch the floor and keep my head up above the water at the same time. So I had to dive underneath my brother and push him up. I had to push him up above the water so he could breathe. Meanwhile, I'm down there holding my breath. I probably had to hold my breath for like 30 to 40 seconds. And I was just holding him up until he grabbed onto the dock again. And then when he did, I came up. My lungs were sore. I was choking and shit. And I got really pissed at my grandpa. But like I just made sure that my brother was like good and he didn't die. So yeah, I got out the water. My lungs.
Is that when you got
like,
pneumonia?
No.
Okay.
I got pneumonia when I was like 5. But yeah, my lungs hurt really bad, and I was pissed because my grandpa was like, he wasn't taking it seriously, and he was kind of just laughing at us. Meanwhile, I was mad because he almost killed my brother, and as a result, I nearly died.
It's your grandpa thing to do, just laugh off.
Yeah, and I
Tragedy.
got real pissed. I took my brother, we got our towels, and we went inside. And I just told him, dude, we're going the fuck home. Like, we're calling my mom, and we're going the fuck home. No questions asked. I'm not putting up with this shit for the rest. Because we were going to be there for another, like, 3 days.
Okay.
We were supposed to be there for another 3 days. And I was just like, dude, we're going the fuck home. I'm not putting up with this for the rest of the week. So, my grandma comes in to check on us. She can clearly tell that I'm pissed and that my brother is scared as my brother's just scared as hell. I'm pissed and my chest hurts really bad. And I tell my grandma that I'm going home. I don't care what she says. I'm sorry, like, cause I don't go to the cottage very much. I said, I'm sorry. I know I'm not here much, but I'm not putting up with this. I'm going home. I'm calling my mom and I'm going home. And I was just, and yeah, so that, I think it was either that night or the next morning, I went home.
Wow.
And
so
then
you actually put your foot down at 11?
I put my foot down and did something about it, and then it fucking worked. And then I went home. My mom was pissed because she was already not on good terms with my grandpa.
Mm-hmm.
It's my grandpa. It was my mom's mom, but my mom's mom married someone else that isn't my mom's dad.
Okay, for sure. So it's your stepdad?
It was her stepdad, I guess.
Okay.
But I guess it was her stepdad, but they're not on good terms at all. But after hearing that, she was just like appalled, and I was mad.
I would be too. Those are my kids.
We still went back. I think he apologized. Yeah, he definitely did apologize, and I don't hold grudges. Although even though it was that bad, I refused to hold a grudge. So I just forgave him, and we did fun shit, and just kept it out of our minds.
Have you almost drowned?
No. Not to my knowledge. I love swimming. I've been swimming since I was like 3.
I learned how to swim very late in my life. I learned how to swim when I was like 8.
Yeah, I learned to swim when I was like 3 or 4.
So I have a lot of almost drowning stories.
Oh shit.
I there was one time where I was at the beach and there was nobody around me like supervise me or anything, and I was just trying to keep my head above the water, which I was doing fine, but it was like chin level, and I just like had to
You
tilt
said
my
to
head
tilt
back.
your head up, yeah.
And then I got to a point in the water where it kind of like dropped off a little,
Mhm.
and like my toes were like on the edge before it dropped off, and I was just trying to hang on. But like
I know what you're talking about.
the waves, you know how the waves kind of like pull down the water and
Yeah,
bring it
yeah,
in
yeah.
before like. So I was just like, I was like barely holding on, and so, like, and there was someone like near me, right, and I was like, help me please, help, and the person just didn't hear me at all,
Oh, my
and I don't think
God.
any lifeguards saw me, but eventually, I think it was like after like probably like a minute or two of struggling, I eventually just like worked up the courage to just like, okay, because in moments like that I'm just like I have to make an executive decision and just like think of a way for me to get out of this situation. And so I just like fucking dove forward and just like swam like I've never swam before. Because the thing is I can swim pretty fast, but when it comes to like treading, I'm terrible at it.
Oh yeah.
So
I'm pretty good at treading.
I'm really bad at treading water. So I eventually got out of that situation, and I went back to shore as fast as I could and told my mom about it, and I was just like shooken up, and I didn't want to go back in the water. There's another time where I went to like this pool when I was in Africa, and I was there with my Uncle Freddie and with my cousins, and I don't know if he threw me into the water or if I just like jumped. No, I think I just went into the deep end knowing damn well I couldn't swim, and I was just like, and the deep end was like 6 feet deep, and I just went in, and I was like, I'm just gonna go from like this side of the pool all the way to like the other side where the ladder is, and I was just gonna swim across, and I was a weak little boy, I still am, and I got tired, and I was like, fuck, and so I instead of going to the other side where the ladder was, I was just like, okay, fuck, I'm gonna turn to my left, and I'm gonna go straight to the edge of the pool and just try to climb out. And it was kind of hard to climb out because I was short, and so I was just like struggling to get out of the water, and my uncle and my cousins were nowhere near me, and then so I finally managed, like, I was in the water for probably like a minute or two, just trying to like fucking get back, just trying to get up, and eventually I got up, rolled over, and I was just like in shock. So I laid on the ground for probably like a good like 30 seconds to a minute, trying to like collect myself and breathe. But yeah, man, not being able to swim sucks, but now I do. Now I know how to swim, so
Swimming's
I'm cool.
awesome. I love swimming.
Swimming's probably one of my favorite things to do because I'm bad at any other sport.
Yeah, I have a story about how I lost goggles in probably about 20 feet deep water, and I
Yeah.
tried to get it back. So
Were you able to?
no,
Okay.
I tried so hard. So I think this was like last year. Last year I was up at my grandparents' cottage once again because that's where I swim the most, and I was just having fun in the lake, swimming out, doing shit, like just looking underwater with goggles, right? And I'd accidentally dropped. Like I was cleaning because like they get foggy, right? I was cleaning them in the water and accidentally dropped them, and I was like, oh shit. 'Cause I didn't know how deep the water was, but I knew it was deep, but like I wanted to get it back because there was only 2 pairs, one for me, one for my brother, and if I lost mine, then I wouldn't be able to have goggles and like snorkel and shit.
Mm-hmm.
So I grabbed my brother's pair, and I dove down. I did probably about like 3 or 4 strokes vertically downwards. I didn't see the bottom, and then I was like, oh shit.
That's like one of my biggest fears.
And I was like, oh shit. So I went back up.
Was the pressure like getting to?
Oh yeah, I'll
Like in your
I'll get
ears?
to that. I'll get to that in a bit. I was like, shit, I need these goggles. So I took a breather and I was like, all right, this is it. I take a huge breath in. I saw the bottom. I saw the goggles, I just didn't have the oxygen to do that 1 or 2 more strokes downwards to get it and get back up in time. Because by the time I had got to the bottom where I could see it, I was already out of air. So I just had to like, I had to shoot up as fast as I could to try to like catch air. And then I was like, there's no way I'm doing it. And then I tried one last time with like, I took like a 5-minute break because I had no oxygen in me. I tried one more time, and that was the time where the pressure got to me. And I felt my ears pop, and it was the worst feeling. And that pop got like scared me, and I was like, shit. And then I lost my breath, and then I had to swim up. It was creepy, but like we still didn't get the goggles. I asked my uncle if he could get it because he was at the cottage too, and what he did he grabbed flippers and he grabbed my brother's goggles and he tried to go and get it, but he just couldn't get it either. And I'm taller than my uncle, so that kind of makes sense that he couldn't go as far. But yeah. That was that.
Damn, dude.
That was spooky, but I it wasn't a near drown experience because I knew how to swim.
I don't think I would ever, like, if they're gone, they're gone. I'm not giving it one.
The thing is, that lake only has like rock bass in it. There's no like weird fish in that lake, and I know that for a fact.
No, like I'm not. The thing is, I don't like deep. I could know damn well that there's nothing in the water, but I guess just like my phobia will get the best of me, and I'll look down and not be able to see the bottom, and just like, I guess it's just like the part of like thalassophobia, which is like the fear of like deep water and stuff. The thing that like that's like the main factor is just like the fear of the unknown, and just like your imagination like making shit up. Like you don't know what's at the bottom, and so you start to make all these assumptions. And you're just like, man, what could be down there? And then once you let your imagination go, that's when, the fear sets in, because you think all types of things.
If I was given an air tank and information of like, because like you said, you can know damn well what's there, but like just your imagination of what if and all that will kick in. If I know that there's nothing there and I was given an air tank, I would definitely go to the bottom of like a deep lake or some shit just to see what's there or what it's like.
How far did you go?
Maybe like 30 feet deep.
I don't know. To me, it depends, because like I got.
As long as I have like a rope, like as long as I have like the equipment, right?
Mm-hmm.
Then like I'm down to do that, because that seems really cool, like a cool thing to do.
The thing is with me is I gotta like be able, like the sunlight has to make it down.
So like 10 feet.
Yeah.
And like in lake water, it's probably about like 10 to 14 feet.
Isn't lake water murky?
Yeah, most of the time. So yeah, with lake water, it's like you get past like the 8-foot mark and you can't see shit underwater, or the 10-foot mark. Dude, Loch Ness Monster.
No, Loch Ness Monster is in Scotland.
But is it not in a lake?
It's in Lake Champlain.
Champlain. Because we're French. We speak French.
They call it Champlain. Okay?
Champlain.
They're Scottish people.
My dad gets a really good like kick out of people who say like like words that originated in French, but that like people say in English. Like what's one? Like rendezvous.
Oh yeah, or like rendezvous. There's also like touche.
Yeah, touche. Because like rendezvous, if like in French, it's a meetup, of course, but like in French you say like a rendezvous.
I'm not gonna be that pretentious douchebag who's just like, I have the accent.
Oh yeah, no, I don't want to be like that either. I just find it funny how my dad gets a kick out of like people who say French words in English, and like he it's always like poutine with him. Like if you say poutine,
it's the same thing.
My dad will
Victoria.
go. My dad will go. Wait, sorry, what? And then like someone, because I know, because
he did it to me like 2 days ago. He's like, what did you say? I was like, that's my favorite food. I'm like, yeah, I like eating it. And he's like, poutine. And I'm like,
and he'll correct
not
you. No, poutine.
And I was like, no.
Anyway, yeah, my dad's just like that. It's kind of funny though.
With my mom, it's like a degree above that. It's just like when she's watching like TV, where people are like, they have like a super Quebecois accent.
Oh yeah.
Because she's French, and so when she hears that, she either laughs her head off.
She's like France,
Or
French,
she-
not Quebec, not like
Yeah.
Montreal, Quebec French.
So she's like, it like bothers her a little bit. To me, I'm used to it because like I go to school and like I hear my teachers, they talk
Right.
like that. And but to her, it's like it's like so weird, and it sounds like broken French to her. And I just like love watching her just like writhe in pain when she hears like a commercial like, on va faire le party.
Ben, on fait le party là.
It's so funny. Yeah, it's like, oh, I can't believe they get, like, it's like the same thing with my friend Estelle, who's like, she's like actually French, and her parents are from France, and she does the same thing, and like, when she hears something like a teacher or something, and she can hear like a teacher talk and just like can't stand it.
Because in like in Canadian French schools, like there's bound to be people from
absolutely.
Quebec. There's guarantee in
At least
every
one person.
At least one person
Just has that accent.
that just has the Quebec accent. Which I kind of like part of my dad's side family has it, but they've only ever lived in Ontario. But it's
Mhm.
just like how I guess it's just how they speak. But I think it's funny. The way I imagine it is that like,
Welcome to the French Canadian podcast.
the way I think of it is like, sorry, no, this is like a question I always have in my head. Do Spanish people from Spain think the same thing about Mexico?
I think it's like a different type of Spanish.
You think?
I think it's like different in like certain ways, like the way they pronounce certain words or something like that.
Yeah,
I don't
but
know.
Do you think that like Mexico Spanish would be like the Quebec of would be like the equivalent of Quebec French to Spain?
I don't know. Maybe
It's always I don't know why I always think of that.
it's like this. Because I remember when I was younger, there was this girl that spoke Spanish, and she was on my bus, and me being like a stupid little kid who doesn't know anything about other cultures or countries and stuff, I thought she was Mexican, but she was from Spain, and so like she told me that there was like a difference between like, you know, Mexican and Spanish, and I don't know if she meant like the language or just like the people. She was probably just talking about like they're two different people because I'm stupid, and I didn't know about fucking Europe, other places in Europe. I was a little kid, but I don't know. I'd be interested to know if there was a difference between, you know, those two places, like, you know, language wise. Like
Yeah,
if
'cause
it's like a
like-
different dialect or something.
Yeah, because there's like, it's the same like English. There's like British English, and then there's like, I guess American English,
And there's like Australian.
Australian English. Yeah.
It's just like different ways of talking with the same language, like in the Caribbean, like people when like Jamaican people and like people from Trinidad and Tobago, they're speaking English, but like they
have
talk
like
in-
accent. They have accents.
they have the accent and they speak in a different way.
They
and
have their own slang and shit.
yeah, and it almost just sounds like a completely different language. Like my relatives from Trinidad and Tobago, when they speak to each other, I have no idea what they're saying. Which I love how like my aunt, just like she switches it off. So like when she's talking to like my cousins and stuff, she'll speak in that way, and I'm just like I can piece together a few things because
Yeah,
it's
yeah,
still
yeah.
like English, but it's like it's like very different to what I'm used to hearing. And then when she talks to me, she speaks like the way that I speak and like slows it down.
Yeah. The only story I have about that is that my mom went to the States before, and I think she went to a bar with her best friend, and then I forgot where she even went, but some people, or a restaurant. It was probably a restaurant, but she asked a conversation was brought up, and she mentioned that her and her best friend were from Canada, and then their first instinct was say something Canadian.
Say something Canadian. Wait, where
Like-
was she?
She was in I think she was in Las Vegas.
Okay.
She went to Las Vegas for her birthday or
Okay,
something.
what's
or her
something
friend's
Canadian?
birthday. I think I know it's like hey bud, like,
Hey bud, maple syrup, eh?
Maple syrup, eh? You want to go grab your hockey stick and hit the ice?
We don't talk like that.
No, not really.
Unless you're like from like the fucking really Canadian part of Canada.
Right. I can
Deep Canada.
kind of switch it. I can kind of switch it, but like I don't like have the fully like Canadian wearing like red plaid and shit being like I don't have that kind of Canadian in me. I'm a city boy.
Plus, like, yeah, we're from like a very like Americanized. Well, me especially, because like Toronto is just. So
I
Americanized.
grew up there though. I
Did
grew
you
up.
grow up in Toronto?
Yeah, I grew up in Toronto.
Oh shit. What was I gonna say? Yeah, well, the thing is like with Canada and you know the States, it's just, like there's not that big of a difference. Like when I went to
We just have more nature.
when I went to New York, I just felt like, oh, this is just like downtown Toronto but bigger, and like there's different buildings, but like people just talk the way I talk. It's just,
Right. The only like difference I can see between like the Canadian the Canada Canada and the US is that Canada has a lot more greenery and lakes.
Oh yeah.
And it's just very like wild, I guess.
We live in a really like what's the word I'm trying to say?
Green?
No. Like in our part of the world, it's very like saturated with people. Very like populated, and like in other places, like if you
In
go,
like most of the other places.
if you go like more central Canada, it's like barren. You'll find one person for miles.
Well, yeah. It's a very big country with not a lot of people that inhabit it compared to like countries in Asia.
A lot of people
United
inhabit it.
States.
It's just not as spread out.
Right. Well, maybe because the entire top half of our country isn't even habitable. Yeah,
Freezing
it's
cold.
freezing.
But yeah, that's this is the French Canadian podcast. Ooh, I'm gonna extend upon my 5th grade cult story.
Oh shit.
It's not really like a cult. It's just like me being a fucking loser in middle school.
Oh, that happened in middle school?
Well, yeah, because I was a fucking loser in middle school.
I didn't know the cult was still
No.
a separate thing.
It's not about a cult.
Oh, okay,
I'm just,
my bad.
I'm just extending upon being a social outcast.
Oh, my bad. I was
Um,
like, dude, I saw you in middle school. Like, what happened? Like,
basically, like, God, how do I? Okay, well, when I started middle school, you know, it was just like it was new and fun and exciting. And then
schedules were funky.
and then
Different.
Yeah, it was completely different. But and then, I started liking this girl, and I was like texting her, and this is the first time. It's like the first time I've ever like felt some type of way about a girl, because you know you're like I was like 12, and like puberty was hitting.
Ooh, hormones.
Hormones. Yo, it's your boy Young Hormone. And I said some. God, do I want to say this on the podcast?
Simp ass shit.
I said some simp ass shit, bro. It was the simpiest. God, the simpage. Anyway, word got out of my simpage, and eventually, like, most of like my grade knew about how much of a simp I was, and like the stuff I said, and I was just like, it was like going to school and like going down the hallway in the morning was like, it's like, you know, people are looking, bro. it was not a fun time, and there was like a point where I didn't want to hang out with any of my friends like during lunch or anything, or I didn't feel like I fit into anywhere, which, you know, I feel differently now, in high school, but like, you know, there's a point where I just like during the lunch hour I would just sit alone and draw and stuff because people thought I was a fucking freak. Like, dude, that kid's a weirdo. Did you hear what he said to that girl in text form? I'm not so much of a simp now. That I'm still a simp. Let me be honest. Ladies, hit me up. But yeah. It was. Those are probably like the darkest times of my life. Cause I was just like,
I disliked middle school heavily for a way different reason.
why did you hate it so much?
Oh, just because one, I just didn't. I don't know why, but I had this weird like drop of like, cause I usually like I didn't like well in school up until middle school for some reason. I don't know why, but in middle school I had just like intellect dropped to 0, and I hated it because no one wanted to help me. And I was just trying to learn so bad because I like learning. Like I like learning shit in school. I like going to school and getting like going home and like telling information to my dad, and it'd piss him off because I told him the entire history that I knew of World War I and World War II in like a 10-minute car ride, just because I thought that was fun. But yeah, like I like going to school and learning and shit, but like no one was willing to give me the time of day to teach me properly when I needed help, especially in math in 8th grade.
I'm having that in high school.
Yeah, high school for me has been great. Anyway, continue.
But yeah, I was a social outcast, and that was the first time I've ever experienced depression, probably. I don't know if you can call it depression. I was just like, the world was dark, and it lost color, and I hated going to school every day, and I didn't want to talk to anyone, and I thought nobody wanted to talk to me, and I was just in my corner, and like there was a good, like, the things with depression is it's not really just always a bunch that's just like being really sad all the time. It's like the lack of motivation. It's the lack of emotion. Honestly, it's just like not feeling anything.
You don't have a reason to want to do anything.
Exactly, and it's weird because looking back, when I was like I hated being sad so much that sometimes, like on some days I would just wake up and feel nothing about anything. I liked that better because that I at least like wasn't sad, because when I wasn't feeling nothing at all, I was just sad about something. And but yeah, eventually like middle school, like I think it was in like in 8th grade that things got better and stuff, and eventually middle school ended, and I thought, okay, well, I can be a different person in high school, but I'm still in the same school with the same people. And then eventually my mom was like, oh, you're changing schools. And a huge part of me was like, I don't want to change schools. Like, I'm happy where I am. And little did I know, now in my, like, in high school, in my new school, I've had probably, like, the greatest experiences of my life, and I've made, like, really good friends. And, like, it was the fresh start that I needed, because in this new school, like, nobody knew who I was, and I could be that person that I wanted to be. I could be, like, entertaining and outgoing and funny and, like, talk to people. And I'm just, like, I'm having a good time. So...
Can I just say really quick?
Go ahead.
You missed the mark by, I shit you not, like a month.
What do you mean?
Because, weirdly enough, like a month after you left, that's when, like... Because I still go to that same school. We used to go to the same middle school. Our school is elementary, middle school, and high school all combined. It's a huge, like, place. And I knew Killian throughout, I think, half of middle school, probably. I don't know I forgot how much we, like, talked and shit, but I know 8th grade we talked quite a bit.
Yeah.
And going into 9th grade. But... yeah, you missed the mark by, like, probably a month, because after a month, everyone was just cool with each other for some reason. Like, everyone grew the fuck up and, like, started to be mature about things, and everyone was just buddy. Everyone was just buddy with each other, and then sooner or later, like, you know, the big group of the boys that we got going, that only got bigger and only got way friendlier, and, like... we just take care of each other and shit. So you missed the mark by like probably a month.
Thanks for making me feel left out.
But you're not left out. You're in the group chats and shit.
I am.
Yeah.
Okay, so I'm not really that left out.
That's like the best way we can incorporate you, because you're not at our school anymore, and all it is that when we're not at school, we're talking to each other from home. We're just always talking to each other, because it's like we're bros.
See, that sounds nice.
It is that.
I don't really talk with my boys that much because all my homies depressed. Actually, most of my homies depressed.
Some of my boys might be sad, but I'll try to check in on them when I can.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, I think the thing I hate about some people is just like, and I have a friend like this, and I love him, but like, I don't like people who are just like, I'm sad. Leave me alone. I don't want to talk about it. Don't text me. Don't call me.
To those people, I say no. Shut up. We're talking about it. When they're trying to deny my help, I don't know why, but I get really mad because I need to help people, because then I'll feel sad. There's something in me that like I just like helping people. Like I've been treated good all my life, and I came to this realization like shit. I feel like I've done nothing for anyone. So now whenever I see literally anyone looking down, I always have to ask what's up. And if I don't and I leave them there, I'll feel responsible for whatever sadness they will hold in the future, because I could have talked to them.
Damn, you're better than me. I've become cold.
So I don't know. It's just what I like to do. It's just if they don't look well, I'll ask them what's up. If they're like, yeah, I'm fine, I'll go. No, cut this shit. Like, actually, what's up? And then I'll try to get to the bottom of it. But like when I don't do that, I feel partially responsible.
Yeah,
and it honestly just gives me joy just seeing people go from being sad to happy. But I hate seeing people sad in general anyway, so
especially your friends.
Especially my friends. Like if any of the boys are feeling down, if some of the boys are listening right the fuck now and you're not feeling great, if you're not feeling loved, if you're not feeling like proud of yourself, if you don't feel worthy, please text or call me and I will have a man-to-man chat with you. And
yeah, everybody who's listening to this podcast and you're feeling sad, DM Parker.
DM me. Yeah, I'm not even joking. I will respond to as many DMs as I possibly can and help you through your shit, because I can't sit back and look at people be sad and think, not my problem. That's just not how I roll.
There was actually a few months ago I made a TikTok where I use this I use this like sound, and the thing is with this sound is like people use it to like, it's like some depressing music, and like there's just like this text on screen. It's just like, what was like the saddest thing that you heard someone tell you, or some shit like that. And I was like, all right, I'm gonna try to and see if I get any like responses.
Popped off.
Yeah, that video has like 1,000 views and like 100 and something likes, but that's not what's important. Obviously, it's just like I made the video and I was like, what is the most like heartbreaking sentence you've received from a person? And I got a lot of responses, and it was an interesting thing like reading these, and like the things with like TikTok, you in a comment you can only write like with a certain amount of characters. I don't know how much it is. It's not like Twitter where it shows you, but Twitter like got rid of that. But yeah, I would respond to these people, and I like, you know, helping people out and telling them that it's gonna be okay and that you can get past this, and I hope you're doing better now. And a lot of these people like responded and they said, thanks, that really means a lot, and you know you helped me out and that made my day better. Yeah. And that just like made me feel really good about myself. You know, because...
But of course you don't do it for yourself.
Yeah, obviously.
Because that defeats the purpose of it.
Because after, like, the first few comments, I'm just like, man, these people, like, going through shit, and I want to help as much as I can, just, like, it's behind a screen, but, like, words can, you know, have a huge impact on someone. And
positive. It's not just negative, like... Words can have a strong impact negatively, but the same can be said about positive.
Yeah, exactly. Like, just, you know, say the right thing to someone and make them feel good about themselves, and maybe even, like, help them move on. You know,
if that's what's best for them.
Yeah, exactly.
You're always looking out for people's best interests. That's what being a good person is.
Even now
me.
to this day, it's just like I do the same thing with my friends. If you know, I try my best to like make sure everyone's happy and everyone's cool and doing good. And I check up on my friends here and there, and I just say, yo, hi, hey, how are you? I just literally just text, hey, how are you, to like people I haven't talked to in a while, and they respond. I have a conversation and see if they're good, and that I like to think that helps, because for the longest time I've put just other people's problems before mine, which is unhealthy, but helping them and making them feel happy like makes me feel happy.
I
and
feel exactly
makes me
like
forget
that.
about my issues, and I'm just like, what, my issues don't mean nothing. Well, my issues means like your issues mean something, but I'm one of those people who are just like who can get over stuff really quickly and like pretty easily, because I'm just not that type of person to hold on to grudges, and I've been through a lot of like depressing shit, I guess you can say. And I just don't want my friends to feel bad about themselves or feel bad about something. And if anybody feels like like if anybody's in a dark place or is holding on to something or has a grudge, you gotta try your best to like let go of that shit and move forward, or just like leave a comment about it, and we'll respond as soon as we can.
It just know that in the end, if you just don't give up, if you keep trying, if you seek help from anyone that you can, I guarantee that you'll be fine in the end. In the end, you're always going to be fine.
Oh yeah, all it takes is just to reach out, because it's just like it's like such a real thing. Everybody deals with like the down times, and what's really important is that you have someone there to listen to you and help you get through it. Oh man,
I got deep.
You want to end it?
Yeah, let's end it here. This is a good note.
If you guys enjoyed this episode of the podcast, leave a like, leave a comment, telling us about how you're doing. Hopefully you're doing good. If you're not, tell us about it.
And yeah, I guess we'll see you guys.
Dude,
we'll talk to you guys next podcast.
Bye.
See ya.